last couple of years, we've all come to love the Wagoneer and the Grand Wagoneer from Jeep for the luxury, the space, the off-roading capability, everything we love in a Jeep that is now in this super luxurious, full-size, full-passenger SUV. So how do you make that a little bit better? Well, you do this. You make it an L. Just how big is the Grand Wagoneer? Well, take a look at this. I'm 5'8", and here's how tall this car is compared to me. So it does give you the capability with the running boards that we have here. It gives me the capability of easily climbing in, and if I need to reach the roof rails, I can be resourceful enough to be able to do that. But here's the great thing about the L. I probably won't need the roof rails because there's 15 more cubic feet of space in the cargo area. It has an extended wheelbase. It's 12 inches longer than the standard wheelbase. It has 7 more inches of cargo space, linear cargo space, and 15, almost 16 more cubic feet of cargo space. Let's take a look in the back and see. Is this enough for you? We have come here to Big Sky, Montana. We're actually at the Crazy Mountain Ranch. It is an Old West movie set, and this is where we got to take a closer look at the Grand Wagoneer. But let's look at the sweet spot, and that is the cargo area. And this is the cargo space. So with a push of a button there or on your key fob, you open to see this is the third row. This is the cargo area, and I want to show you just how big this is. This is the carpet that goes behind the third row. So you have a lot of space. Now, let me show you additionally. By the way, I wish you could feel this. This is some of the most premium plush carpet ever. I can't believe it. If I could fit it in my carry-on bag and take it home with me, I would. This carpet is so lush. Okay, but I want you to see just how big this is. Okay, so this is behind the third row. I have headroom, I have lots of space. This is incredible. You could fit easily 3 or 4 rollerboard bags, probably some duffels. You could fit a nice big Yeti cooler in here. The space is pretty incredible. And this is the third row. So if I need more space, all I have to do is put the third row down. Look at that. I have buttons that do this too, which I love. So now I can go even further back into the cargo area, and here I could camp underneath this double pane sunroof. There's a triple pane actually. There's a pane here, there's one there, there's a double pane there. So tons and tons of space. But there's also some really great features back here that I want to show you that make sure that rear seat, third row passengers are going to be very comfortable and very happy in the Grand Wagoneer. One big question that people have though is how easy is it to get in and out of the third row? And I'm going to show you. First of all, let's assume that there's a child passenger car seat in this seat right behind the driver's seat, and it could be a platform for a baby bucket, or it could be a front-facing child seat that is attached using the latch systems. There are 1, 2, 3 here, and I'll show you the ones in the back. And if you're using the latch, then you can do this. And you can move this seat as far forward as the child passenger car seat will allow you to get into the third row. Now I want you to notice this. I can fully stand right here with both feet right here inside the door, and that's because this door is a lot wider than in the short wheelbase. So that makes getting into the third row super easy. In the front front seat of the Grand Wagoneer, there are a lot of goodies for everybody. So whether or not you get the short wheelbase, the standard wheelbase, or the long wheelbase, you still get everything that is all Grand Wagoneer. So it starts with this really beautiful design. You'll see there's contrast stitching and leather covered everything. This really beautiful multimedia screen here. You have all your climate control buttons here. This is the Uconnect 5 system, and it has a lot of great features. You have your app suite, you have media, you have navigation, you can connect your phone, you can set your vehicle settings, you can even raise and lower the height of the car, you can raise and lower the second and third row, you can lower the third row and the second row headrests, which is nice if they're up and you want them out of the way so you can see. Your heated seats are here, your heated steering wheel is there, and then down here we have this climate control panel, which you'll notice that I have it set for massaging seats, which of course is where I would keep it. And then I want to show you a few other things here. So here's our drive mode selector. So I can set this for rock, snow, sand, mud, auto, sport. We've had it in sport a lot today. This is our drive mode gear selector. So you notice you can just turn it easily to get to the gear you want. This is how you can raise or lower the height of the Grand Wagoneer. And then here are off-road mode. So I can put it in for low, and I can use the select speed control. So that's sort of an off-road cruise control that you can set or not. But I want to show you this panel. Check this out. There is a secret compartment, and this is where the wireless phone charger is. That's where I put my phone, and you can see when it's charging, there's a blue light that pops up there. There is a 12 volt here, and then 4 USB, 2 standard and 2 USB-C ports there. And I don't know if you can see that blue light. That means my phone is charging in the wireless charge pad. And if I want to really have everything out of sight, out of mind, or if I want to leave, you know, something of value in there while I'm not in the car, I can just close that panel and no one will ever know it's there. A couple of other details I want to show you. Check this out. So this is the stop start button. It looks like a fancy watch. It has this metal around it, and then it actually kind of presents itself out of the dash, and it has this leather cover on it and stitching. It's such a small detail, but it really makes this whole thing feel so special. The Wagoneer has this really beautiful American walnut trim that's here on the dash, and then it's also on the door panels and on the panels of the center console. And then leather covered everything. I love the leather and the metal. It feels like the materials that how you would assemble your materials on your vision board when you're doing something like a bathroom or a kitchen or redecorating your living room, and you layer these materials for this very comfortable feeling, and it's really beautiful. So your cup holders are over here. And here are your cup holders, and there's actually a spot here where if you want, I'll show you this, you could actually pop your phone right in there between the cups or bottles, and then there's actually even a spot for your key right there. And then between the armrests, there's another storage cubby with 2 more USB ports, so a standard and a USB-C there. And then this actually lifts up for a nice storage space, a nice deep storage space down here. So really nice to have all of this cargo space, all of this capability right here in this command center of the Grand Wagoneer. I gotta show you guys this though. Check this out. Look at this beautiful panoramic sunroof. They call it a tri-pane roof because you can open the panel across 2 panes of glass, and then this pane of glass actually opens to provide an actual sunroof. So you get the fresh air coming into the cabin of the car, and you would expect nothing less from Jeep, which makes the Grand Wagoneer. So one of the spoilers in this car is this little panel over here, and these are your seat controls. So first of all, this is massaging seats, and can you hear that? That is the haptic and audio feedback, so I can adjust the massaging seats. I can set my memory, so first passenger, second passenger. But check this out. I want you to see this, so lean back. These seats are adjustable, so you can customize the fit to your body however you want. So first of all, check this out. I can customize the headrest. I can push it as far forward or as far back as I want. So imagine that day where you have it here, right, all the way forward, and then you get in the car and you have your hair in a ponytail, and it pushes your head forward. Well, you don't actually have to move the seat if you've set it for your perfect setting. You can just move the headrest. I love that. But then check this out. You can also adjust the shoulder rest. So it's set pretty far back, and I'm going to adjust it a little bit forward so I have the perfect setting. And then of course I can set this seat forward or back, and then I can move the entire seat forward or back, and I can adjust the lumbar forward or back. So however I want the seat to give me the perfect ride, it will be ready to go. I don't feel squeezed at all, and I have a lot of room between my knees and the seat in front of me. In fact, I'll tell you, I'm sitting right here in the far right side, and I am leaning all the way back, and my knees are not touching the seat in front of me, and that's pretty impressive. There's also space underneath for me to put my feet, so if you do have a tall passenger here and they want to stretch their legs out a little bit, there's actually space underneath for your feet, which is a nice little detail. I don't have a pass-through in my model, but there are captain's chairs that do offer the pass-through if that's what you prefer. This one though has the slide and tilt seats, and I really like them. And then I also have plenty of room to get out. There are handholds here, so I can just grip this and hoist myself out and use the running board to step down, and it's all very easy and very comfortable. But what about if I want to sit in the second row and be chauffeured? Well, that's pretty nice too. So first of all, this seat is pulled pretty far forward. It was the natural position that it restores to after folding it back up to get into the third row. I'm 5'8". This seat is set for my driving position, and I still have plenty of room. Now, because there's no one back there, I will grab this little bar and I will slide it back, and then I will grab this little handle on the side, and I can recline it quite a lot. And I know you probably didn't see that, so I'm going to do it again. I am going to recline. There's a tab here that I can pull and recline this seat. And just in case you didn't get that, I'll come over here as well. And I can put the seat back. It's as far back as it'll go. The tab is here. And I can take a really nice nap in the Grand Wagoneer. Rear seat passengers have a lot of nice amenities here too on the back of the center console. There are air vents here that they can direct the flow of the air. They can direct the flow of the air here. They can turn up or down the fan speed. They can turn up or down the temperature. They can turn on or off their heated car seats, heated seat warmers, and they can turn on or off the entire system. Additionally, there is a household outlet here. There are 4 USB ports, 2 standard and 2 USB-Cs, and there's 12-volt cigarette adapter style outlet there. So there's never any excuse for having a dead phone battery. Additionally, rear seat passengers have vents here in the pillar. Next to the grab bar, there is a vent there. Speakers are here, and then here are your window and lock controls. It's very elegant, isn't it elegant? One of my favorite features in this car is this, the fam cam. So you can tap that and you can see the faces, smiling faces of all the people in the third row. And let me show you what that looks like. Isn't that great? I love this feature. If you have kids in car seats here in the second row, and they are rear facing, you will be able to see them very clearly on that beautiful screen. So this camera is designed to give you the optimal view of a child sitting in a rear-facing car seat, and this is kind of what it would look like. Now, I'm clearly too big to do that demonstration, but I've tried to accommodate so you get the idea. We know the front face of the Jeep for the 7-slot grille, and then the Wagoneer adds a distinctive hood and a distinctive front fascia. The Wagoneer name is spelled out right there across the front. And for 2023, it also comes with these LED headlights. Look how gorgeous those are. The Grand Wagoneer name is spelled out across the side, and as you approach with the key, the running boards pop out to greet you. We really love that. Around the rear, you'll also notice the Grand Wagoneer name spelled out across the back of the car. It has this very tall, very regal, very square look to it, and that is what accommodates all the passenger space, 7 or 8 passengers, depending on the configuration that you'd like. If you want captain's chairs, you can accommodate 7. If you don't need captain's chairs, you can accommodate 8. So we had to come out here to Big Sky, Montana to drive this big car. This is the perfect place to do it. This is the place that you go where you need the extra 4 gallons of gas that give you up to 80 miles more range on a tank of gas. The extra almost 16 cubic feet of cargo space behind the 3rd row that give you all that extra space for all your cargo, your Yeti, and the things that you need, and up to 10,000 pounds of towing so that you can bring your boat, your RV, or whatever it is that you need. The Wagoneer starts at about $65,000. This one starts at about $91,000, tops out at $111,000. For the luxury, do everything, takes everything, and goes everywhere SUV, the Grand Wagoneer is the ticket.